Hello, it's Shante with Brown Sugar Talk on the Black Unicarns, darling. Okay, so today I just wanted to I know I did one show, but again, it was a nothing show. Complaining. So anyway, I was walking back from voting. I voted. Anyway, I was walking back from voting, and I was thinking about how Boosie and like all this stuff that people talk about as far as like sexual situations with their children. And because I'm pretty much the same way, like I would not bring a woman here to discuss anything because I'm a woman. Like I can discuss all those things with my son. But at the same time, if and I had to be talked to as well by a doctor. Like when my parents got ready to talk to me about sex, I actually passed out. Like I didn't even want to kiss a boy. Like my mama talked about that so many times. She thought that if she kissed a boy, she would get pregnant. And she was she wasn't educated in sex either. So I did educate myself in sex, especially because I was so afraid of it. So with my son, I educate him now. Also, I want to understand his sexuality and like what he goes through as a guy. I mean, and it's been a realization. Like at 6, he wanted a girlfriend, and the little girl told him, and the teacher told him that that she just wanted to be friends. And he said, okay, that's fine with me. He said, I like that, Mom. He said, because he didn't want to feel the pressure to have a girlfriend, and he just really did like the girl as a friend. um Also, I want to know, like, does he what his because nobody ever talked to me about sex. Like sex in our house was like a taboo thing, even though they knew abuse and stuff was going on. That's all they tell you is just stay away from people and all this different stuff. But it's like nobody ever just sits down to tell you about your body. Even with your period, like my vagina hurt because we used to have these like sling things, and you just used to have to put it inside of a this was before you used to have to put the pad inside of a inside these little ring things, and my vagina hurt. I used to masturbate a lot. Like it was just like so much shit that nobody ever like sit down and talk to me about. So in this house, like he can talk about whatever. Like um I think the first thing was it was the sex. Like he was looking at what's Asian porn, and he thought I was gonna get upset with him, and I'm like, why are you trying to? He was actually trying to fight me. Like I could smell his sweat. So that's one thing. Like when they start going through puberty, they start from 9 years old. I'm reading right now, but it's from 9 to like 15 years old, and some kids start early, some kids start late. So I'm pretty sure he already started. But what happened is just like strong odor. So I found that we talked about it. He said that he'll wait, okay? So he pretty much knows everything. He knows that his voice will get deeper. He knows that he knows that he'll have wet dreams. He knows that he will get taller, bigger, whatever. He knows that his genitals, he knows all that stuff. Like he was the one to explain it to me. Like I did not have to explain that to him. But then I'm looking on this and I'm like, people really do understand boys in their puberty, but they don't talk about the girls' puberty. Like I'm looking at this and I was about to go through it and I'm like, I don't want to do this because in my son's it's like a huge explanation of like everything that he's going through. And here they talk about from like 8 to 11 how our hips change, or how like actually from 8 to 11 we get a new hormone. Stage 2, um they'll have visible signs of puberty, like little breasts, and they'll start rounding out. Also, they'll get like pubic hair. Same thing with boys. Stage 3, they just talk about the growth of the breasts and how their height change. Stage 4, again, it's still about the breast. The hair and skin can become oily. And then stage 5, the person is like a full adult and into full adult height. And it's like we really do go through a lot more. It's not anything about a period or anything. So periods can start as early, I think, aren't they, at like 8 or 9 years old. Some people actually do have late periods, and sometimes I think it's because they play sports. So some girls don't actually have a period right away. something else about that. Like they don't talk about like how the hymen could break or something like that. I don't know if that's a part of the puberty stage, but that's something that the doctor talked to me about as well. As far as the masturbation goes, girls get horny too. Like for real, like they actually get horny. They might hump on pillows, different things like that. They might play with themselves, all those different things. That's not strange. It is normal. um some kids will touch themselves at, I think, age 5, 6. It's a discovery situation, so they discover themselves. And I told my son, like, for real, just look at yourself in the bathroom, or and be in a private place. Don't do those things in public. um we talk about his balls being adjusted. Boys, girls, if you see the boys trying to move around a little bit, it's because their balls need to be adjusted. It's like his penis is like stuck to his leg or something, like something that moved around and it ain't right. So they got to fix that because they got extra junk down there. The same thing would happen to girls. Sometimes you have on a G-string and that motherfucker be straight up in your coochie. It's just like a line that's right there. Again, all these things are just normal. And these are the conversations. He also found the dildo. So he said, Mom, it's just I see. He said, what is this in his bathroom? I said, what is it? He said, what is this purple thing? He said, I think it's a dildo. I said, okay, yeah, that's what it is, and that's just how it is. Like we are just open and we discuss those things because it needs to be discussed. If you don't want and this is why I say the same rules need to apply for a man and for a woman, for a girl and a boy. This is why I had the one person that I used to hang out with, and his son was gay. And he was like, no, you're not going to have sex while you in this house. The same rules need to apply for boys as they do for girls, whether they be gay or straight. So if you're not going to bring no nasty ass man to your house to talk to your daughter about sex, don't bring no nasty ass woman to your house to talk about sex. Y'all understand? So in that case, that's why people got offended. Because if you bring a nasty ass man to come and talk about something, and I'm just saying, like, the doctor just had diagrams, different things like that. So what I'm saying, it's like they go hand in hand, because sometimes people will go too far, and sometimes they don't actually heal from things that people put them through. So if they haven't healed from what people put them through, then this person could cause abuse to your child, or you see what I'm saying, or teaching your child now how to abuse, and that's not cool. So that's why it's important for you guys to have an open dialogue about sex. And for real, he know what all this shit on fucking Jeffy. He'll ask me the question. It's like, what's the I don't know what these sex terms are, but he asked. And I listen to rap music too. He know all that stuff too. So for me, it's better for me to understand how he feels about sex, and then therefore teach him how he also uses that to deal with a woman or to deal with his own sexuality. So that's all I'm saying. It's like, just make sure you let them know that those things are okay and that they are safe. Not all kids will masturbate. Some kids won't. So sometimes you might just be lucky and don't have to worry about it. You don't have to smell. Oh my God, the difference in the sweat is it's so different. But what I'm saying is, like, I think that's sometimes a lucky situation, like, for letting them take their time and go through like all these different things, but also being there to guide them and instruct them on what's better for them. And I don't know how to explain this without. One person made me mad because I was like, yeah, I'm a person that's going to teach him how to be a better lover. And he said, what do that mean? What is that supposed to mean? That's what that means. That means that I teach my child how to be good to himself as well as good to others. It has nothing to do with him touching himself. It has nothing to do with him touching other people. All it has to do with, let me guide you through what's a safe thing for you to do and what's not a safe thing for you to do. The other day, we just had to talk about the Black Widow and the Praying Mantis, and that was a good time for me to talk about what good love is and what bad love is. You see what I'm saying? And we saw it, and I actually was teaching him to see it both ways. I was like, it's kind of sweet that they eat the males after they mate with them. I said, because they get to be a part of them or whatever, and they get to also be a part of their child, because they got to eat the male, right? They are nourishing the body of the female, and he'll never have another lover again, you know. But then I told him the bad part about it is some people are empty, whether it be a man or a woman. So if that's the case, if they're an empty person, they'll devour you just like the praying mantis and the black widow will. So you have to be careful of who the partners are that you choose. I said because if you choose an empty person, you will end up hurt. But if you choose a person that has potential and fullness and all these different things, you can end up creating a beautiful friendship, a beautiful relationship, and all these different things. So I was teaching him that's how he gets to choose wisely. So y'all understand what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not all about sex. You have to start to teach them and show them how good it feels to be in relationships first with a person, as opposed to let's go ahead and have sex. Let's go ahead and let me come on over here, girl. Let me bust that nut. Not to say that that's not a stage that they probably want that they will go through, and that's something that they shouldn't have to feel guilty about. I think that if that's done with honesty and respect, that's a good stage to be in. So that's all I'm saying. It's like that's the things that you want to incorporate. I think as a parent, it's enough stuff out here about a man's puberty. I think that there does need to be more out here about a woman's puberty. Um, Maybe I should write it. I don't know. I think I'll write it one day. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, be sure to talk to them about everything because we don't even, who knows? You know what I'm saying? Who knows? Um, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, just talk to them about everything. Don't just leave them in the dark. Don't shame them. Don't I don't know. It's a lot of things that you don't have to do. I say in here, we try to make sex a comfortable part of the conversation. I try to make it's gonna be hard when they're going through puberty to say breasts and ass because they already feel ashamed about it anyway. It's like, oh my God, I masturbated. This woman, no, I masturbated, you know what I'm saying? I am attracted to breasts, or I'm attracted to ass, and you saying that to your kid booty, it's like they can't take none of that, especially during that time. After that, they'll be okay. But that first from 9 to like 15, it's like it's embarrassment. So I still say it. I still put him in an uncomfortable position because I want him to know that that's okay too. That body positivity is okay. Like it is okay. However you are, it's okay. Whatever you like, it's okay. You not, what I'm saying? It's nothing wrong with you. I don't want to slap him on his hand for being curious or asking questions or anything like that. It's all of that is okay. And I'm happy about how, and that's why I'm sharing it with people too. I'm happy about how he is as far as it comes to just everything. And y'all will be surprised. He just asked me out the blue, is this a dildo? Mama, what's a sex doll? He just come out the blue and say it. It's like, okay, I'm so happy that you like so confident about it, and that's where I want him to be. I want him to understand other people, and I think that's a good way for him to just come to a point where he understands a woman, and that it's not all about wham bam thank you ma'am. And I think he's also there too. It may change, it may change a lot, but at least he okay with talking about it. So I don't know. I think y'all have to get out of your comfort zone. And like I said, we all have sex too, and you have to think about what it was like for you, um, and the miseducation of you, and all these different things. It's just a new time and a new way for you to educate your child and talk about all these different things. If you cannot talk about it, I hope y'all have a doctor like I had because we talked about it, and I don't know. I think it was better for me. Cause y'all see, I'm just like more of a scientific kid. So it was kind of better for me to have a doctor tell me instead of like having some strange person tell me. He let me know the facts. He let me know the truth. So I don't know. I say that's it too. If you can't do it that way, then do it in a roundabout way. My son also likes games like that too. Like he playing a game now where the baby is being produced or something like that. Like he'll watch the baby grow. He used to play with dolls and change pampers. And that's something that y'all should think about too. When your son is playing with dolls, that does not mean your son is gay. Like it has no correlation to being gay. But that tells me that he will be a great father. You see, he used to and he wasn't even around babies like that. Like he was just with me. And so he would just come in, and when we go somewhere and he go play, he'll actually be the only boy in there changing pampers and putting the baby in a blanket and holding the baby while they go to sleep. And I thought that was the sweetest shit ever. So even that is something where you know that your child is a nurturer. Okay. What else? That's just it. And the end all be all is just the child or the girl, the boy or the girl is human. The child is human. And it's a situation of reproduction. And it's actually healthy to masturbate. It's a stress reliever. It's also a self-soother. So some people may have been through abuse, and that's the only way they know how to self-soothe. For me, it's a big self-soother. I don't know, but that's the way some people self-soothe. Some children would still self-soothe that way too. What else? Whew. It's also something where, people don't think that it's right because this is a religion. I know they did an episode of this on Grey's Anatomy where the guy thought that it was something against his, that he was masturbating. He didn't want a penis anymore because it was something against his religion, or it was in the Bible. I mean, seriously, go through your humanness and you will realize that sometimes it's just that way. You may also find out that maybe your child could be asexual. You will also find out what your child's sexuality is during this time. They may already know. At age 8 or 9, they probably already know. They already know what they're attracted to. They already know what they want. So, again, it's just a good time for you to educate. And I'm saying be straight up. Don't sugarcoat it. Ain't no stork brought no damn baby here. No, I had sex with your father, the sperm into my egg, and then you were produced. Please don't sugarcoat and mess these kids up. They mess up a whole generation of people. Then a whole generation of ignorant ass men raise another generation of ignorant ass men. And you see what I'm saying? So it's like, do not perpetuate the stereotype. Actually teach them about themselves, because it's nothing disgusting about having sex with another human. Nothing about it. And even teaching your children about it. You don't have to introduce them to porn. You can show them diagrams. You can show them anything you want to. It's your child. But what I'm saying is just make sure that you are discussing all those topics, and make sure that they can come to you with those topics. Make sure, and if they can't come to you, make sure they have somebody else they can go to, somebody else that they can be honest with, like a good godparent, So yeah, that's all I'm saying. It's like, I didn't want to put that out there. Like, yeah, I thought he was right, and I do. I still got to stand by him on that one, because if I wasn't as open with him, I would want to put somebody in his life that would discuss that with him. And I'm sorry. I mean, I'm like, I don't know what happened. I'm not going to assume the worst. But what I'm saying is, I would want my child to know. If my child was gay, I would put my child in a situation to be able to talk to somebody that was gay. If my child was pansexual, you know what I'm saying? I want to put my child in a perfect situation for their growth. And then I would also find mentors that were that way too. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I would still encompass everybody, but that's who he wants to be. So now I'm gonna put that person in front of him, because that's who he wants to be. That's how he wants to be. Those are the people I'm gonna present to him, because that's the path that he is taking, or she will take, or whatever. So most people, if you don't agree, you don't agree. But what I'm saying is, that's it. Y'all have to be open about it, because if you're not open about it, you will end up with a lot more problems, I think, in the end, than you will when you first started. You see what I'm saying? Then if you would just sit down and have the conversations with them. So anyway, that's it for today. That's Shantae. I will not get back on here again. I promise. Don't nobody look at it anyway. It's just for the future anyway, I guess. But it's Shantae with Brown Sugar Talk on the Black Unicarns, telling you to make sure you have talks about puberty. And in puberty include masturbation, self-love, different types of sexuality, and make sure that you set it up to have very open conversations about those things in their bodies. Okay? Have a good day. Have a good day. Have a good day.